Flood Protection Secrets, the podcast to the protection against heavy rain and flooding by Dr. Flood, Andreas Klippe.
So the big challenge is, how can house owners like you and me get a flood-free home? How can business managers like you and me get a flood-free company? And how can public servants provide flood-free critical infrastructure and livable cities?
Flood Protection Secrets, the podcast by Dr. Flood, Andreas Klippe. This podcast is for foresighted and proactive people who do not want to shovel the muddy water out of their room while standing in the midst of the disaster.
Therefore, those who design and plan, the architects and engineers, need to construct such buildings and cities, and that even when the entire environment is completely flooded. That is a challenge, and this podcast will give the answers.
Flood Protection Secrets, the podcast by Dr. Flood, Andreas Klippe.
Yeah, hello and welcome to this mini-series. It's already part 2, Why Choose the German Demountable Flood Barrier. And today's topic is German engineering built for climate change. And in this episode, I explain why these German flood barriers are built to last a century using proven German engineering principles, learn how design, material quality and meticulous testing ensure long-term protection that saves future costs and delivers peace of mind in a changing climate. So if you think that is interesting for you to protect your property, your investment, your building, your home, or your governmental infrastructure, then stay with me and let's talk about German engineering built for climate change, why 100 years of protection matters. Imagine standing in front of a beautiful coastal home in, let's say in Hamburg, north of Germany, at the Elbe River, very close to the North Sea, and the owner, Mr. Müller, that's a very common name in Germany, Mr. Müller proudly points at his driveway. Do you see this flood barrier, he asks? It's been here for 27 years, still works like the day it was installed. No leaks, no rust, no problems. Now imagine the same technology proven for decades in Europe's harshest floods, installed at your building, your business, or your infrastructure project. This is what the German engineered flood barriers are designed for. 100 years of service life, climate change ready, tested across 37 countries or even more, and over 68,000 installations. We also stopped counting. Let's talk about the challenge. Floods today are fiercer, faster, and more destructive. Cities like Dubai, Manila, Doha, and Frankfurt, or New York, Melbourne, have seen sudden flash floods turn streets into rivers in less than 30 minutes. What's worse, climate data shows that today's hottest summer could soon be our coldest in the next 30 years. That means heavier rainfalls, stronger storms, and more water pressure against your building than ever before. And traditional flood measures, they simply aren't built to last. Sandbags degrade, plastic barriers break, cheap solutions fail right when you need them most. And here's why ours demountable flood barriers are different. That is why I promote it in a way. Yes, there are other German flood barriers, and here and there you find other things, but I concentrate on those because these stories, especially with this guy from Hamburg, these are true stories, and the RS Stepanek KG invented these flood barriers in 1990. So there are installations more than 35 years old in Germany, in France, in Canada in the meantime, in Australia, in Africa, in Asia. So they are existing and they are proven. So that is why these demountable flat barriers are different. I have three points. Built to last 100 years. You might say, 100 years? Are you crazy? What are you talking about? That's very long. Yeah, they are engineered for climate change challenges. Corrosion resistant and tested under real world conditions, under very deep temperatures for the cold in the north of Canada and for the heat in the Middle East. And by the way, there are these automatic flip-up flat barriers. They are even tested to be fireproof because they are used inside factories and they should work even when there's a fire in the factory. They were tested with burning heptane at 735 degrees Celsius. And the test revealed that for 72 hours there was no leak. So then, that is the answer, what I always tell when people tell me, here in Dubai it's very hot. We reach the 50, 55, sometimes under sunlight, more degrees. Do your flat barriers withstand this heat? I said, yes, because it's tested and proven. So built to last 100 years. The second major point is the global track record. I mentioned already about these installed 68,000 plus openings across 37 or 38 countries, from Canadian cold to Middle Eastern heat. That's what I mentioned. So that is really a global track record. Installed, by the way, in private houses, in businesses like factories, warehouse, hotels, offices, shops, and at governmental facilities like subways, airports, city halls, public libraries, hospitals, universities, schools, and so on and so forth. And the third topic, what makes the difference and why these RS demountable flat barriers are different. No failures under pressure. What does it mean under pressure? I talk about water pressure. And you remember this water pressure when you dive during holiday season, summer season, and you're swimming in the swimming pool, you're diving, or you dive in the ocean. And after some meters, normally after 1 meter already, you can feel a little bit, it's hurting in your ear. That is the water pressure. And the deeper you go, the higher the pressure is. And that is why submarines are sometimes failing when they go too deep. The modern submarines, of course, don't fail. But the same happens, of course, to the human body. So no failures under pressure for the flat barriers means they are certified with FM ANSI Class 2510 standards by FM Global, the world's largest commercial property insurer from the USA. Certified FM ANSI Class 2510 standards. So these are real standards. And to be honest, that is not a TÜV standard. The TÜV standard is not a real standard. It's not existing, by the way, but FM has established its own standard for that. So next time when you see some cheap flat barriers, and that is what our customers always tell us, ask for that. Now think of it like this: would you fly in a plane without rigorous safety tests? Of course not. So why protect your building with anything less than globally certified engineering? Good question, no, isn't it? That brings me to the last part or subtitle, what this means for you. With these German barriers, you get peace of mind. No repeated replacements every 5 years. No finger pointing after a flood disaster. No sleepless nights during the next storm warning. Instead, you get a system designed to work for decades, saving money, reducing insurance premiums, and protecting your investment. Just ask Qatar Foundation in Doha, the Wall Street Plaza in New York, or the Porsche headquarters in Germany, where these German fabulous sports cars are manufactured, the Dutch Heineken brewery in Cambodia. They trusted RS demountable flat barriers, and their buildings stayed dry while surrounding streets flooded. Yeah, I always share a golden nugget, and here it comes for you today. So here's something most people don't know. Every German RS barrier flood barrier is designed not just to hold water, but to endure real kinetic impacts. Floating cars, debris, waves from passing vehicles, all tested, all proven. That's why when you invest in German engineering, you don't just buy a barrier, you buy certainty. And I don't only say that because I'm a German engineer and I'm proud about what I've learned and what people have developed in our country. Yes, I know there are other great technology somewhere in the world. Yes, but we talk about the safety. And the question is, who do you trust more? Something else from somewhere, not tested, not proven, but with nice marketing brochures, okay, and perhaps cheap? Or do you trust something developed by German engineers, tested more than 35 years, and proven in track records and tested, of course, by this world biggest insurance company for industrial and commercial buildings, FM Global from the USA, in long during tests. And I mentioned this fire tester for the ANA mobile flood barrier. And then 32 hours, no flooding, even under these severe and strong and dangerous environmental conditions. If you are responsible for a home, a commercial center, or critical infrastructure, now is the time to plan. Climate change isn't waiting. Nothing should you. Subscribe to Flood Protection Secrets if you haven't done so for the next episode, where we uncover FM ANSI Class 2510 certifications, how it saves you from disaster claims. Or contact me, my name is Andreas Klippe, directly. Send a message on LinkedIn or use the link here in this description. And stay safe, stay protected. And remember, you're only one flood barrier away from peace of mind. I wish and hope for you that you make the right decisions when it comes to your personal flood protection. And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to this podcast channel if you haven't already. Now it only remains for me to wish you a good day. Do something with it. Maybe until the next podcast episode. I would be very happy. See you then. As always, stay safe and flood free. Your Andreas Klippe and the whole Flood Experts team.
That's it again with the new episode of Flood Protection Secrets, the podcast by Dr. Flood Andreas Klippe, German engineer, book author, and head of the Flood Experts. What can Dr. Flood Andreas Klippe protect for you? Anytime? Worldwide? Contact us or just click through to www.floodexperts.de/bonus. Detailed engineering, German quality, safe. Flood protection secrets. The secrets you'll want to unfold.
Don't forget, you're only one flood barrier away.
Subscribe to the season, and you'll never be late for an episode.